ॐ सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। नमः सर्वेभ्यः. Welcome you all to the next session of Sangeeta Ratnakara, an overview offered by Arsha Seva Kendram. Sangeeta Ratnakara was written by Sharngadeva in the 13th century, and the Grantha contains 7 chapters. And till now, we have had an overview of the first 5 adhyayas: Swaragata Adhyaya, Raga Viveka, Prakirnaka, Prabandha, and Tala. Sharngadeva. And let us look at the 6th adhyaya titled Vadyadhyaya today. Sharngadeva begins this adhyaya with a prayer to Lord Shankara, his Ishtadevata. Tatam yena vanadhancha bhuvanam nijamayaya anandagana madhyemi tam brahma sushireharam चित्रावाचः प्रवर्तन्ते धातुवृत्तिविचित्रिताः यतस्तं नौमि विस्तारतत्त्वौघानुगतं शिवम्. So here, if we look at the shloka, here adhyemi, there is a kriyapadam adhyemi, adhi upasarga purvaka, ik smarane dhatu, adadiganiya dhatu. So this ik smarane is means to memorize, to think, and such meanings. Parameshwara is the agent or karta here. By his own maya, nija mayaya, the universe, bhuvanam, is expanded, vistaritam. And there is the word avanadham. That is also, root word is naha bandhane, divadiganiya dhatu, to tie. Avanadha is the ta pratyaya. Ananda ghanam, niratishaya ananda swarupam. He is the very form of unsurpassed bliss. Tam Ishwaram Brahma Sushire. Here, Shiva is dwelling in the Brahma Sushira, the subtle channel at the crown of the head, Sahasrara. It is considered as the seat of supreme consciousness. All these were discussed in the Pindotpatti Prakarana, if you remember. We all know that the Brahma Sushira is tied back to that Chetana Sthana, the seat of consciousness. Yena nijamayaya bhuvanam tatamcha avanadhancha aham tam Brahma Sushire anandaghanam haram adhyemi. By whom the universe has been pervaded and bound through his own maya, I meditate upon that Lord Hara, who is the dense embodiment of bliss dwelling in the Brahma Sushira. Chitravachaha. Here, dhatu vritti vichitritaha. Dhatu is root, verb. Bhuvadayaha dhatavaha. Vritti is various vrittis in Vyakarana, in Sanskritam, we say, samasa and etc. Various sentences, expressions from the Vedas and other texts. Yataha Shivat pravartante, arise from whom? From Shiva. Since manifold words arise, diversified by the functions of roots from him, I bow to that Shiva, who is accompanied by the flood of expansive principles of reality. Vistara Tattva Tatvaughānugatam Shivam. Vistaravan. Vistaraha is expansive. Tattvanam Mahat Adinam Oghaha. The aggregate of tattvas, beginning with Mahat. We all have had a glimpse at Sankhya philosophy also. So that Shiva is both expansion and the floodgate of tattva. Vistarascha tatvaughascha. Tena anugatam, accompanied or followed by. And another way of looking at the shloka is tatam, avanadham, ghanam, sushiram. All these are the instruments. As this is Vadyadhyaya, the author is introducing us to the topics which are going to be covered in this Adhyaya. Tatam is stringed instrument. Avanadham, bound or covered instruments. And then Ghanam is instruments like cymbals, bronze plates, etc. And then Sushiram is hollow instruments like flute, bamboo pipes, etc. These are all expressions of Shiva's Maya. Here, Shiva is seen as auspiciousness itself, manifesting through musical instruments. This is the other way of looking at the shloka. And the dhatus can be elements, skin, etc. Kafadayaha can be humor and others, and all diversifying speech and sound. I bow and praise that Shiva, who is both the source of sound, Vadya, and of speech, Vachaha, and who pervades the tattvas. So this way, the author is, one thing is he is doing Mangalacharana, and also Vastu Nirdesha is being done by him in these two shlokas. And then Geetam Chaturvidhat Vadyat Jayate Cha Uparajyate Miyate Cha Tataha Asmabhihi Vadyam Adya Nigadyate Tattatam Sushiram Cha Avanadham Ghanam iti smritam Chaturdha Tatra Purvabhyam Shrutyadidvarataha Bhavet. So music arises from the fourfold instruments, four categories of instruments. And it is sustained and is measured by them. Therefore, we speak of the instrument Vadyam. Thus, the instruments are remembered as fourfold. Tatam is stringed, Sushiram is hollow, Avanadham is covered or percussion instruments, and then Ghanam is solid or metallic instruments. And then Tatra Purvabhyam Shrutyadidvarataha Bhavet. From the first two, that is string and wind instruments, sound arises through notes and tones. That is what he says. From the latter two, percussion and metallic instruments, sound arises through striking. And then Geetam Tataha Avanadhena Rajyate Miyate Ghanat Vadyatantri Tatam Vadyam Sushiram Matam. Music is sustained by the covered instruments, Avanadha, and measured by the metallic ones. The stringed instruments, Tantri, Tata, are called Tata, and the hollow instruments are known as Sushira. And then Charmavanadha Vadanam tu Vadyate Ghano Murtihi Sabhighatad Vadyate Yatra Tadghanam. Tatra, I think there is a typo. The covered instruments, Avanadha, is played by striking its leather face. The Ghana instrument is played by direct impact, producing sound from its very body. Sabhighatat Vadyate Yatra Tat Ghanam. And then ततं वीणा विधात् सा च श्रुतिस्वर विवेचनात् तत्र श्री शार्ङ्गदेवेन श्रुति वीणोदिता पुरा. So here the stringed instrument veena is of two types, distinguished by analysis of microtones, shruti and notes swara. Of these, the shruti veena was described long ago by Sri Sharngadeva. That we have seen in our Swaragatathyaya. How he arrives at 22 shrutis, all those discussions were done long back. And now he focuses on the other aspect. Bhakshyate Swaraveena atra tasyaamapi vichakshanaha ankitva Swaradeshanam bhagan udbhindate shrutihi. Here the Swaraveena will be explained. Bhakshyate. In this, skilled musicians, tasyamapi vichakshanaha, mark the divisions of the regions of notes and thereby reveal the microtones, shrutis. And then, tad bhedas tveka tantri syat, nakulascha tritantrika, chitra veena vipanchi cha, tatah syat mattakokila. आलापिनी किन्नरी च पिनाकी संगीतापरा निशंक वीणा इत्याद्याः च शार्ङ्गदेवेन कीर्तिताः. So Sharngadeva gives us a variety of veenas actually here. Ekatantri, Nakulaha, Tritantrika, Chitraveena, Gotavadyam we say, no? Chitraveena, Ravi Kiran. Gotavadyam. It is also called Gotavadyam. I don't know why. Vipanchi, Mattakokila, Alapini, Kinnari, Pinaki, Nishanka, and others. Here he has named one of the variation of this Veena as Nishanka. Ekatantri is a simple single string instrument often used for teaching. Tritantrika is three-stringed form of Veena. Chitraveena and Vipanchi, multi-stringed, and they are capable of complex melodies, capable of producing complex melodies. Mattakokila, intoxicated cuckoo, named for its sweet tone. Kokila, when we listen to cuckoo, how beautiful it is. So he has named this variety, this type of veena as Mattakokila, intoxicated. And then Alapini, used for Alapa or improvised melodic expressions. And then Kinnari, associated with celestial beings, Kinnaras. Even today, if we go to that Kinnor in Himachal Pradesh, they are believed to be Kinnaras, no? Devabhumi. So from there we can that Himalayan peak is also visible, no? I think Kinnaras were residing there. And then Pinaki, linked to Shiva's bow, Pinaka, symbolizing divine music. Nishanka Veena is the, you can say Nishanka, Shankam Veena, or fearless, fearless or doubtless, emphasizing courage and confidence. And then Vamshaha Pavaha Pavika cha Murali Madhukaryapi Kahala Tundukinyau cha Chukka Shringamatah Param Shankadayascha Vadyasya Sushirasya Bhidamatah. So the flute Vamsha, and then Pava, Pavika, the Murali and the Madhukari, and then Kahala, Tunduki, Chukka, and the Shringa, and likewise the Conch, Shankha, and others. All these are considered varieties of the hollow instruments, Sushira Vadya. Here, just a minute. Here, Sushira Vadya, hollow or wind instrument, producing sound by airflow. Vamsha is bamboo flute. Pava and Pavika are regional flute, types of flutes. And then Murali, used in folk and devotional music. Madhukari, another flute variety. Kahala, trumpet-like instrument. Tunduki, horn-like wind instrument. Chukka, small pipe. And then Shringa, horn, often animal horn. And then Shankha, conch shell. Actually, recently we had been to some place, near Rameshwaram. There, one girl was selling these shells, conch shell. So we asked her to produce sound using it. It was so beautiful. She effortlessly was doing it, and she said, actually, instead of blowing into it, your lower lip should be used to produce sound. Then that sound will resonate through that shankha. That's what she said. Anyhow, and then pataha, mardalaha, kudukka, Karata, Ghataha, Ghadasaha, Dhavasaha, Dhaka, Kudukka, Kuduva, Runja, Damaruka, Dakka, Mandi Dakka, Dakuli, Seluka, Jhallari, Bhanas Trivali, Dundubhihi, Bheri, and Nissana, Nissana and Tumbaka. All these are considered varieties of the Avanadha Vatya. And here, Pataha, Mardala, Dundubhi, Bheri, these are all large classical drums. In those days, the kings used to have these instruments to express the whatever, to communicate to people in whatever form they wanted to, on various occasions. And then Damaruka is the small hourglass drum, iconic in Shiva's hand. Nrittavasane nanadadakam navapanchavaram, something is there, no shloka. Jhallari, a type of tambourine. And then Hudukka, Dhakka, Kudukka, these are all regional folk drums. And then Karata, Ghata, part-shaped percussion. And then Nissana, Tumbaka are war or ritual drums. And then Talaha, Atha, Kamsya Talaha, Syat, Ghanta cha, Shudra Ghantika, Jaya Ghanta, Tataha Kamra, Shukti Pattadayas Tatha, Prabheda, Ghanavadyasya, Proktaha, Sodhala Somuna. So the Tala, symbols, the bronze Tala, the large and small bells, the victory bells, Jaya Ghanta, the Kamra, the shell plate and others. And then these are all declared as sub-varieties of the Ghanavadya by Sodhala's son, Sodhala Somuna. Tala or Kamsya Tala, symbols, bronze plates. Ghanta Kshudra Ghantika is large and small bells. Jaya Ghanta is the victory bell used in temples or rituals. And then Kamra, Shukti Patta. These are regional metallic instruments, shell plates, etc. And then instruments are classified into 4 categories, another 4 categories. Shushkam, Geetanugam, Nrittanugam, Anyadvayanugam. So Shushka is the type of instruments that produce rhythms but no melody, like drums. And then Geetanugam, instruments that accompany vocal music. Vocal music can be accompanied by veena, flute, sitar, and then mridangam, tabla, whatever. Those days we didn't have violin. So I have not added that actually. Nrittanugam, instruments used mainly to accompany dance. That is dholak, pakhawaz, mridangam, tabla. These are the ones help in dance. And then dvayanugam, instruments that can accompany both song and dance. So it is common, like any of these instruments can be used for both. And then Chaturdheti matam vadyam tatra shushkam taduchyate. Oh, it's not there. Ha. Yadvina Gita Nrittabhyam Tad Goshti Tyuchyate Budhaihi. Yadvina Tatah Param tu Tritayam Bhaved Anvarthanamakam. So it is said that instruments are of four kinds, of which the dry is so called. And then that which is without song and dance is termed dry, shushka by the wise. The remaining three are named according to their function. Geetanugam, Nrittanugam, Dvayanugam, like that. And then Vadyam Dakshadvara Dhvamsodvega Tyagaya Shambhuna Chakre Kautukato Nandi Swati Tumburu Narataihi. So we all know that how Daksha's yajna was destroyed because Sati was disrespected by her father Daksha. So Ishvara, he got agitated and at that time, for the destruction of Daksha's sacrifice, to dispel agitation and renunciation, Shiva created instruments playfully with the help of Nandi, Swati, Tumburu, and Narada. Nandi is Shiva's attendant. Swati is a celestial musician. Tumburu is a Gandharva renowned for his music. And then Narada is the sage celebrated for his devotion and musical skill. And then, what are the occasions for playing these musical instruments? Abhisheke, Narendranam, Yatrayam, Utsave tatha, Mangaleshu cha Sarveshu, Vivaha Upanayanadishu, Utpate Sambhrame Yuddhe, Natake Veeraraudrini, Sarvatodhyani Vadyante, Kanichitvalpa Mangale. Vishrantau rangasamsthanam gayatam nrityatam etan yutsaha karini veeranam mangalayacha. So actually for Indians, we don't need any special occasion for music or for playing instruments or to sing. At the drop of a hat, we love to celebrate, isn't it? So at the consecration of Abhisheke Narendranam, at the consecration of kings, and then Yatrayam in journeys, Utsave in festivals, in all auspicious ceremonies, such as somebody's marriage or somebody's upanayana or some housewarming ceremony or any other occasion, we celebrate with song and playing instruments and at times dance also. North Indians, they love to dance in marriages, which is picking up in South Indian marriages also nowadays. And then Utpate in calamities, Sambhrame, Yuddhe, battles, and in dramas of heroic and or wrathful mood. Natake, Veeraraudrini. And then Sarvatodhyani Vadyante, instruments are played, though in minor auspicious rites only a few. Even in the rest of the performances, while singers and dancers take respite, these instruments inspire enthusiasm for heroes and serve for auspiciousness. So, it is always very important that we celebrate each and every event. Usually, when a child is born, or when some other before the child's birth, so many rituals are done to the mother to be. That time also we celebrate with so many songs. And then ceremonial occasions like coronations, weddings, Upanayana, journey festivals, instruments are played to mark joy, prosperity, and sacredness. And extraordinary situations are calamities, confusion, battles, where instruments stir courage and valor. And in performing arts, like in dramas, to depict various rasas, actually. To some dancers, they show all the navarasas, no? That time, according to the each of the rasas, the instrument will be played. And then, even in intervals also, even when singers and dancers rest, instruments continue to sustain the atmosphere so that the audience is not bored. That is the capacity of music and instruments, musical instruments. And then, effect of playing instruments. What are the effects? Kurvanti hridaya spurtim dukham unmulayanti cha. Geeta nrittagata nyuna prachadana patunyapi. They bring delight to the heart and uproot sorrow. Kurvanti hridaya spurtim. Hridaya spurtim kurvanti dukham unmulayanti. Geeta nrittagata nyuna prachadana patoni. They are adept at concealing the shortcomings in music, dance, or instrumental play. So, actually, Geetam Vadyam Tatha Nrittam Trayam Sangeetam Uchyate, isn't it? So, what happens? At times, voice is not cooperating, or if the dancer is not confident or not able to produce the best dance form, that time what happens? These instruments help in concealing the defects. So, that way also instruments are utilized. Vadyanyata tadadini tatradau brumahe vayam tasya vadana bhedamscha vividhaha karasaranaha. Now, concerning the instruments and their kinds, we shall first speak of them, tatra adau brumahe vayam, and then of the various modes of playing them, the different movements of the hands, karasarana. Vadyani, musical instruments, tadadini, their types and subcategories, adau brumahe, we shall first explain. Tasya vadana bhedan, the different styles or techniques of playing, karasaranaha, hand movements, strokes, and gestures used in performance. How hands move, strike, pluck, or blow to produce a melodic musical sound. And then, Sushiram Pataham Tasya, Patams Tatra Tad Rachanas Tatha, Pata Prabhava Vadyani, Prabandhan Vadya Samshrayan, Mardalakhyam Tato Vadyam, Bhedan Mardalikasya cha, Gunan Doshamscha Tadbrindam, Swarupasya cha Lakshanam, Hudukadyavanadhanam, Swaswapata Samanvitam, Ghanasya cha Gunan Doshan, Vadya Vadaka Sangatan. So here he talks about the Guna Dosha. The Sushira, hollow instruments such as Pataha and its structural divisions, the instruments derived from those divisions and the compositions depend on instruments. And then the instruments called Mardala, along with the varieties of Mardalika, their qualities and defects and the characteristics of their forms. These are all going to be discussed. That is what he is saying. The hudukka and other covered instruments, each with their own divisions and likewise the qualities and defects of them. And then ghana, solid instruments as connected with instrumental performance. Each instrument type has strengths and weaknesses. Positives are clarity, resonance, ease of play, all these things are there. Negatives are harshness, difficulty in performance, limited range. Some of the instruments, they will not have much range, like mandolin. It has limitation, no? I don't think it can produce the same amount of music that is produced in a veena. Only Radha Bhagini has to tell me. These are considered in relation to Vadya Vadaka Sangata. So the performer's skill and context is also very important. And then hastayoscha gunan atra vadyadhyaye yathakramam angushta dairghyam syat angulam dvadashangulam. Vitastihi tadvayam hastaha. So here in this Vadyadhyaya, the qualities of the hands are described in due order. The thumb joint length is taken as 1 angula, finger's breadth. 12 such angulas make 1 measure. 2 such measures form 1 vitasti, 1 span you can say. And the hand span is used to measure the size of the instrument. Vitastihi tadvayam hastaha vadya bhandamitau bhavet granthi vranabhidahinaha shlakshnaha khadira darujaha suvruttaha saralaha dandaha vitasti paridhir bhavet. The stick used for striking, like in drums you need that stick, no, to beat. The stick used for striking should be free from knots, wounds or cracks. It should be smooth, made of khadira wood, well rounded, straight, and of the circumference of 1 vitasti. So vitasti is what? 1 span. Hand span you can say. And next he talks about the 1 angula is the breadth of a finger joint. 12 angulas is 1 unit. 2 units is vitasti. Distance between thumb and little finger. Okay. So instruments are measured by this span. And then stick or danda for percussion should be smooth, all these things. And then next he says, Trihasta dairghyaha tavajja sushiram dadhadantara sardhangula parinaham urdhvadho vadane tatha kanishthangulamanam va bhagnam randhratrayam dadat tretagni samsthitam yadva dve randhre tarjanimite ekameva tvadhaha shankusthane सार्धांगुलायतम दधानः ककुभं सारं खादिरं वान्यदारुजं तिर्यक् संस्थेन दैर्घ्येण अष्टांगुलं त्र्यंगुलायतम. So he is saying taking a sushira instrument, the hollow instrument sushira should be 3 hastas in length with an internal bore. Its mouth should have a diameter of 1.5 angulas, both at the top and bottom. 3 hasta dairghyam. And then it may have 3 holes, each of the size of the little finger, or 2 holes of the size of the forefinger, arranged like the 3 sacred fires, Tretagni. Or it may have a single hole below at the conical end, 1.5 angulas in length. It should be made of strong resonant wood such as khadira or other suitable timber. Its transverse length should be 8 angulas with a breadth of 3 angulas. So hand span, it is approximately 18 inches, you can say. Angula is approximately 2 centimeters. Thus, the flute described is about 54 inches long with bore and holes proportioned to finger widths. Okay. So, next he talks about the stringed instrument. So, Radha Bhagini's favorite instrument has come now. अंगुलाधिकपार्श्वं च मध्ये कूर्मोन्नताकृतौ स्थितेन पत्रिकाधारगर्तेन च समन्वितम् गर्तमध्ये च रन्ध्रेण योन्याकारेण संयुतं रन्ध्रे तस्य निविष्टेन रन्ध्रास्थौल्येन शङ्कुना अन्वितां पत्रिकां मिश्रलोहजां द्व्यङ्गुलायताम्. So the side of the instrument should be slightly broader with a raised shape in the middle like a tortoise. We all know how Veena is the shape of Veena. And it should be fitted with a socket or cavity for holding the plate. In the center of the cavity, there should be a hole shaped like a yoni, conical or rounded opening. Into this hole is inserted a peg, shanku, proportioned to the thickness of the hole. Attached to it is a plate, patrika, made of mixed metal, mishra lohaja, measuring 2 angulas in length. And if you look at Kurmonata Kritihi, raised like a tortoise back, metaphor used to describe the convex shaping of the resonator. It is the resonator actually. Okay, then Patrika Dhara Garta, a cavity or socket for holding a plate or fitting. And then Yonyakara Randhra, a conical or rounded hole, symbolic but also functional for inserting pegs. Shanku is the peg inserted into the hole, essential for string attachment or tuning. And then Patrika is a small plate, here specified as Mishra Lohaja. Alloy metal is used. And this is about 2 angulas long, used as a reinforcement or fitting. What are the functions? These details correspond to the construction of the Veena's resonator and string fixing mechanism. And then अधोभागे अक्षिसदृशं विधाय विवरद्वयम् एक द्वि त्रिगुणां तन्त्रीं क्षिप्त्वा रन्ध्रे परत्रतु तन्त्री प्रान्तान्तरे क्षिप्त्वा प्रोतं तद्विगुणे ततः द्विगुणाकर्षणात् कर्षेत् पुनरेवं समाचरेत् षष्ठ्यङ्गुलपरीणाहं सुपक्वं वर्तुलञ्चयत् तुम्बस्योत्सेधतस्य वदनं 12 अंगुलम् वृत्तस्थानस्थया नाभ्याधो मुख्या मध्यरन्ध्रया त्र्यङ्गुलायतया युक्तं पृष्ठ संश्लिष्ट पूर्वया तुम्बकं मध्यरन्ध्रं स्यात् कर्परं नालिकेरजम्. So here on the lower part, 2 eye-like holes are made. Into these 1, 2 or 3 strings are inserted through the openings. The ends of the strings are fixed, then doubled and drawn tight. By repeated doubling and drawing, the tension is increased. So we all know how Veena is stringed or violin is stringed. So there is no need to give further explanation. The gourd tumba should be well ripened, round and about 60 angulas in circumference. Its mouth should measure 12 angulas. At the center of the gourd, a downward facing middle hole is made, 3 angulas in length, joined to the back position. And then this middle hole of the gourd is fitted with a karpara, resonating plate made from coconut shell. Anguladhika parshvam. In this passage, structural mechanics, how the tuning peg and plate are fitted into the body is described. Adhobhage, and here Adhobhage is there, no? There what he is saying is acoustic design, how strings and resonator combine to produce sound is being explained. And then Antastha रंध्र संलग्नं पृष्ठमध्येन रंध्रिणा तं दधद् रंध्र मध्येथ तंत्री प्रान्ते निवेश्यतौ संवेष्ट्य कीलके अंतस्थे कीलकं भ्रामयेन्मुहुः तावद्यावद् दृढो बन्धः तुम्बकस्यैव जायते एवं तुम्बकम् उत्तानं दण्डे तज्ञैर्निबध्यते दोरकं नागपाशेन द्विगुणेनान्वितं ततः. So these are all shlokas related to how there is a structural focus. It's a description about how the tumba gourd resonator is attached to the danda neck or rod through an internal hole and peg system. The keelaka is rotated to tighten the binding. This is the mechanical fastening of the resonator to the neck. And then there is a stringing process. Tantri patre niveshya. There he says how he explains how the string tantri is doubled, stretched and tightened for proper tension. The tantri is fixed at both ends, one end at the patrika, metal plate, the other at the tumba. And then tumbakasyaiva jayate. Here, the resonator is firmly bound to the neck using cords, doraka, and a nagapasha, serpentine bending. The nagapasha symbolizes the coiling strength of the binding cords. And then he gives acoustic details like Tantri Patrikayor Antarjiva Nadasya Siddhaye. Why all this exercise? The Tantri and Patrika must touch precisely to create resonance for Nada Siddhi. And then material and dimension. He talks about the Dorika, Trivruta, Shubha. So he describes the cord's length and thickness made from mature bamboo, bark or sinew. And then he talks about Yatra Abhidadhire Dhiraha ताम वीणाम एकतंत्रिकाम प्रकृति सर्ववीणानाम एषा श्री शार्ङ्गिणोदिता. So the wise established this single stringed veena. It is the prototype of all the veenas. So all the veenas follow the same method with a little bit variations. And next he talks about the beautiful divinity in the veena. Darshana sparshane chasya bhogas swargapavargade punito viprahatyadi patakaihi patitam janam. Dandaha shambhuhu uma tantri kakubhah kamalapatihi indira patrika brahma tumbam nabhihi saraswati dorakah vasukihi jiva sudhamshuhu sarika ravihi. So he says this tamrata. Okay. By seeing or touching this veena, one attains enjoyment. By looking at the veena, we get a great feeling, no? So, why it is happening? Because veena itself leads us to heaven and liberation. It purifies even those fallen by grave sins. Patitam janam, viprahatyadi patakaihi, patitam janam. Punitah kurute iti. And then dandaha shambhuhu, the rod is Shiva. Uma tantri, Parvati is the string. She symbolizes energy and vibration. And then kakubhaha kamalapatihi, Vishnu is the peg or preservator. And then Indira patrika, Lakshmi is the plate, beauty or prosperity. Brahma tumbam, Brahma is the tumba, resonator, or you can say he is the creator, sound chamber. Nabhihi Saraswati, center of knowledge, center of speech. And then Dorakaha Vasukihi, cord is Vasuki, binding force. We all need a binding force, no? Jiva Sudhamshuhu. Vibrating thread is the moon. Coolness and then rhythm is associated with Jiva. Sudhamshu. Sarika Ravihi. Sound. And then radiance or illumination. That the kind of radiance it produces, no, each note when played in a veena. So all these make us bring us to closer to the divine. So together these make the Veena a microcosm of the universe, where sound nada becomes divine manifestation. We all know that all the devatas are present in Gomata. But in Veena also we are seeing how beautifully all the devatas are invoked. So beautiful. And then adhastumbam adhovaktram urdhvam tantri yatha bhavet tatha syadorikadesham vamaskandhe nidhayacha kakubham dakshinasyaangrehe parshnyam sandhaya yatnatah nyastam prushthe kanisthaya vamahastasya kamrikam. So techniques of playing the veena is being described here. And then the tumba resonator is placed below with the mouth facing downwards. The dorika binding cord should rest on the left shoulder. The kakubha peg is pressed with the right foot's heel. The kamrika bridge area is pressed with the left hand's little finger. And he gives us techniques, sarana. The string is pressed and moved with the fingers. How fingers help in producing that beautiful nada. Anamanguli, ring finger wraps the string. And then Tarjanika, index finger, presses from above. Madhyama, middle finger pulls sideways. Right hand moves up and down to produce sound. So actually, today it may have changed, but according to the text, this is what it is. The jiva, small thread under the string, is crucial for resonance. And there are types of sarana, utkshipta, sannivishta, ubhayi, kampita. So utkshipta is the lifting and dropping of string. And then sannivishta is pressing steadily. Ubhayi, combining both. Kampita, vibrating or oscillating. And then he talks about right hand strokes like ghata, pata, pata is fall, ghata is strike, and then sallekha, that is scraping, and then ullekha, upward stroke, and then avalekha is downward stroke, and then bhramara, buzzing the stroke, sandhita, joint, and then chinna, cut. These are the 9 types of right hand strokes. And nakhakartari is also there. Nails is a stroke. And then he talks about spuritaha swasitascheti karayoho ubhayostvami ghosho rephaha atha binduhu syat kartari cha ardhakartari nishkotitakhyah skhalitaha shukavaktrascha murchana talahasta and then ardhachandraha cha prasaraha kuharaha aparaha trayodasheti sarveyami syuhu chaturvimshati yutaha. So he's talking about 24 types of strokes here. First 9 we have covered, and the other 13 are spurita, swasita, ghosha, repha, bindu, kartari, ardhakartari, nishkotita, skhalita, shukavaktra, murchana, talahasta, ardhachandra, prasara, kuhara. Actually, when long back, no, friend's son. We were going on an outing. That boy was very just, he was in some UKG or LKG, I don't remember. He kept on saying Kartari, Ardha Kartari, like this, something he was saying. His mother, she didn't understand what he was saying. He has learned something from school, from friends, and he's saying like this. So immediately I told her, maybe dance, in dance they have, all these uh, uh, so many expressions are there in dance also. So suddenly when I looked at these Kartari, Ardha Kartari, immediately remembered that boy. Anyhow, adding the previously mentioned strokes, it will bring all these 11 strokes will bring it to 24. Ghata, Pata, all those things. And then Ghataha, Kevalaya Pataha. So when the Ghata is performed alone without combination or glide, it becomes Pata, simple stroke. And then next he explains each of them. Sanlekha antastaya iti sanlekha. But here the stroke is executed inward, antastaya. And then antarmadhyamaya ghatam ullekam samprachakshire. So ullekha is the stroke. It's a lifted pluck and not glide. So once we finish this theory part, Radha Bhagini will show us all these things. And then avalekha. Madhyamaya syat tantri tadanam bahihi. And this is performed. This type of stroke is performed with the middle finger, Madhyamaya, striking the string outward away from the whoever is playing the instrument, away from his body, striking the string outward. And then Angulyani ye anyayapyahu ahuhu ullekam cha avalekakam. Angulya anyaya api. So by another finger also both ullekha upward and avalekha outward pluck can be performed. And then antarbahirmukhau ghatau tayoho te bruvate kramat. So before that, sarvabhihi tisribhihi tabhyam athaveti cha te jaguhu. So sarvabhihi tisribhihi tabhyam, with all three fingers or with only two fingers also, it can be performed. These strokes can be performed. Athava iti cha te jaguhu. Thus some authorities declare. That is what Shargadeva is saying. And next he says, Antarbahirmukhau ghatau tayoh te bruvate kramat. Antarmukha bahirmukha ghataha. Ghata is of two types. Antarmukha ghata, bahirmukha ghata. Strike, inward strike, outward strike. Okay. So this inward strike is towards the player's body. Outward strike is away from the player's body. Tayoh te bruvate kramat. Thus the authorities describe these two in sequence. And then he says, iti matantarena ullekha avalekhau, according to another opinion or another viewpoint, they are both considered as independent strikes. That is also a thought process actually. And they are not just directional variations of the basic strike. That is what he is trying to exhibit. And then Bhramaraha Antah Kramat Shighram Chaturangulitadanam. So Antah Kramat Shighram Chaturanguli Tadanam, performed inwardly, a rapid striking motion, fast movement. With using four fingers. Chaturanguli tadanam. iti bhramara. This stroke is called bhramara, the buzzing sound. And then मध्यम अनामिकाभ्याम तो बहिर्घातोत्र संधितः. So what is sandhita? Here perform madhyama anamikabhyam bahirghatah. So an outward stroke performed using the middle ring fingers. Fingers together, you can say. This is called sandhita, as it is a combined act, you can say. And then tarjani parshva lagnayaha tantriya बहिरनामया हननं छिन्नमाचष्टे श्रीमत् सोढलनन्दनः इति छिन्नः. So tarjani parshvalagnayaha tantriya. The string pressed at the side by the index finger tarjani, bahiranamaya, struck outwardly with the ring finger, hananam chinnam. This act of striking is called chinna. Then kramat drutam nakhair ghatah chaturbihi nakhakartari iti nakhakartari. So this nakhakartari is performed rapidly. There is a speed, drutam, nakhaihi ghatah chaturbhihi. A strike using all 4 nails actually. Nakhakartari. This strike is called nakhakartari. Iti nava dakshina hasta vyaparaha. These are the 9 types of right hand strokes, vyaparas. So we will stop here for today. And can Radha Bhagini show us something? Oh, today Sumitra is also there.
Namaste Bhagini.
Namaste. You also play Veena, no? Radha Bhagini?
Namaste Bhagini.
Can you show some of the strokes like
Yeah.
Can you please pin her?
Yeah, I can.
Actually, these terms are very new to me because we have been introduced only to certain techniques of plucking. So it's a great learning for me today.
It's okay, no problem. Because so many terms have changed, no? Those days, whatever was there, now it is not there. It's okay. You can just show.
Generally, we don't do with 4 fingers, but maybe like this.
Something like chord playing it will become, I believe. If you use all the
downward plucking is maybe this is meant by downward plucking. Normal plucking that we do. Ghatha. Something was there like ghatha.
Ghatha.
Yeah. Normal plucking.
Yes.
And there is also a type of plucking that goes from, like in sitar we can do, they do it both sides, no? From down also they do.
Yes.
Sometimes then we have to சில சாகித்யம்லாம் வரும்போது rapid வரணும்னா கீழே இருந்து கூட அது பண்றது உண்டு. But
okay.
But I think that from the down we put this thala strings, no? So this is the downward and this is upward movement.
Yes.
Meant there. And this kartari we usually say that we cut and play.
Oh, okay.
The resonance and then pluck the next thing. Katri veteran solluva, they used to tell.
Okay.
Generally, and also there are a lot of variations. You can see various artists doing in different ways. But whichever is the tradition that we follow, that comes to us. That's all I can say. So some people use this finger a lot, use the index finger a lot, and they don't much use the middle
Mm.
finger.
Mm.
The way I learned was you have to do it equally.
Mm.
So that was how I learned.
So
Also,
whatever strike you do, it is with your right hand only.
right hand only, but there is a technique for left hand plucking also is there, but
Mm.
it is very rarely used, like in gamakas.
Mm.
Sometimes you have to do some effect like that. We used to pluck here.
Okay. Actually, Sharngadeva has spoken about that also. I thought I'll take it up in the next session because it
Yes,
is
left
too
hand,
huge. No?
left hand.
Yeah.
Technique. But
Karasarana.
we have this plucking in the left hand also, but we
Okay.
don't generally use. Those kamakas, when we do, we have a small pluck there.
Okay. Okay.
Like that, when we have to do the gamakas, sometimes we do, but generally it's in the right hand only. And the tala strings also have to be
Mm.
strummed in the places where the sama is coming, 1, 5, and 7. Like how they do the symbols for the nadaswaram. They don't strike all the beats, no. It's
Mm.
only for the first beat, 5th beat, and 7th beat, Nadi Talam. Likewise, in Veena also we put talam there in those places and not for every beat.
Okay.
So that's the way we pluck. I think Sumitra can say something.
Yeah. There was one term where it was like Adichu Vasikara Mari. There was maybe Janteswara, probably.
That is, yes, Spurita and Sulu. Spurita,
Right.
that is the Jantama.
Right.
And there is also this, while going up, there is a kind of movement, and while coming down, it's a different.
Right.
Mental. So it's a different way of doing it. Well,
Okay.
the Avarohana.
There are
Okay.
people who play 3 strings, like in the first, second, and third string, if you can.
Same time,
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 2 வந்து முதல்ல இருக்கும். பட் இந்த தேர்ட் ஃபிங்கர் வந்து தேர்ட் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ல, ஏன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அண்ட் தேர்ட் ஸ்ட்ரிங் ஒரே மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இல்லையா?
ஆமா ஆமா
அது மாதிரி மாமி வாசிச்சிருக்கா கிளாஸ்ல.
ஆமா ஆமா. அந்த மாதிரி வாசிக்கிறது உண்டு.
ரொம்ப it will be very beautiful to listen when you use the
ஆமா
third
ஆமா.
string also.
But
chorus பாடினா எப்படி இருக்குமோ அந்த மாதிரி
ஆமா
இருக்கும்.
ஆமா.
ஆமா,
அந்த
ஒரு
effect
ஒரு
வாசிக்கலாம்.
மேல் அண்ட் ஃபீமேல் பாடுறதே ஒரு
Right,
ஹையர்
right,
ஆக்டே அது மாதிரி
exactly.
பாடுற மாதிரி ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும் காதில் கேட்கறதுக்கு.
And also in the Karakudi style, they used to do like Samadana in the Ita Bhuma. They used to do that.
ஆமா ஆமா.
Instead of going to Ma here, they just do it here.
Right.
It produces a very sweet
Very
effect.
beautiful. ஒரு மாதிரி it adds a different flavor altogether.
கார்டு ஒரு வெஸ்டர்ன் மியூசிக்ல ஒரு கார்டு வாசிக்கிற மாதிரி
Right,
ஒரு ஃபீலிங் இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி வாசிக்கும் போது
Right.
அதெல்லாம் நிறைய பண்ணுவா அந்த மாதிரி. அது மாதிரி எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம்.
In fact, I have heard one of the Veena players, I don't remember his name. There is some old MGR songs like ஒரு தவறு செய்தால் அதை தெரிந்து செய்தால். There, ஒரு he'll be playing in the one. Papa, he'll be doing that the effect, same effect that you created now with the other string. So that's very nice to hear.
Something like that.
Exactly, yes.
அந்த நாணிட்டால் பாட்டாது.
ஆமா, that's right.
Durandar film, Ramana Balchandra is supposed to have played the Veena for that. Any of you heard that?
Yes, yes.
Ah.
Ramanan has played, right? Yeah.
Exciting, very, very nice. And also the kind of plucks he used, oh God, I cannot imagine. I have to sit and practice to get that, because we are very much used to normal plucking, no? The kind of pluck he has done.
Is he
Very-
self-taught, Ramana Balachandra, for the Veena?
Yes, he has
Nice.
said that in
Okay.
an interview.
Uh-huh.
His mother is a Veena player, actually. He learned from Nagalakshmi, I think, no? Nagalakshmi.
Okay, he did learn. Okay, some.
3 years basic, and from then he developed on his own. His
Okay.
father is a musician too, so he grounded him.
Okay. Yeah.
That
See,
he
I'm just thinking, Ramana Balachandra learned vocal from Neela Mami, at least for a while.
Neela Ram Gopal.
Yeah. But then there are Veena players like S. Balachandar, who was totally self-taught, right?
Yes.
So he probably used. I don't play the Veena. I do not understand. எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் தெரியாது இந்த nuances-லாம் நீங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம். But I'm just thinking, அவர் வாசிக்கிறது பாலச்சந்தர் வாசிச்சதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப quite different from your guru or the Karakudi school or anything. But it might still include some of the no longer in vogue techniques or something mentioned here in Sangeeta Ratnakaram. Isn't it? தானே கத்துக்கிறனாக்க you're just figuring out something on your own. It may be rough, it may be highly sophisticated, very subtle, everything. What do you think? அவர்ல கொஞ்சம் நீங்களா வாசிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்காது இல்லையா? எஸ்
The
பாலச்சந்திரன்.
Veena itself has been created for the Veena he used was having stainless steel frets. He has
Okay, to start with.
These frets will last for 200 years. So, ஏதோ சொல்லிருக்காரு ஒரு இன்டர்வியூல. I have designed these things because this brass frets they last for around 10 years or so if you don't practice much. But if you regularly play for say around 5 to 6 hours a day, then it will there will be a groove in the middle that
Metal fatigue அவ்வளவுதான்.
by this
சேஞ்ச் போயிடும்.
ரெண்டும் சேரும் போது அது ஒரு பள்ளம் ஆயிடும் அந்த இடத்துல. So we have to replace this the frets. But
Okay.
he has developed some technique and came up with that fretting, that he has developed some stainless steel frets, and also he used to pluck like all so many notes in one note.
ஒரு இதுலயே முழுக்க ஆல்மோஸ்ட் இதுவும் வாசிச்சுடுவார் அவர் இழுத்து 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 and you can hear it, everything distinctly you can hear.
He used regular strings as you use, and the strings எல்லாம் ரெகுலர் உங்க மாதிரி தான்.
ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ்ல நிறைய வெரைட்டி இருக்கு. அந்த ஜெர்மன் அந்த இப்பெல்லாம் அந்த இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு, லைக் மேக்னெட்டிக் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்திருக்கு இப்போ. ஸோ தட் இந்த மைக் எல்லாம் வச்சு வாசிக்கும் போது அது தட் வில் பிக் அப் மோர் தேன் அது நார்மலா கேட்கும் போது அது அவ்வளவா நல்லா இருக்காது. பட் மைக்ல வரும்போது அந்த சவுண்ட் வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லா பிக்கப் ஆகும் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி மேக்னெட்டிக் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ் ஆர் தேர். பட் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ் ஜென்ரலி இம்போர்ட்டட் ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ் ஆர் குட் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு அபிப்பிராயம் இன்னைக்கு இருக்குது. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரிங்ஸ் அவர் அதுதான் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தார். சம் இம்போர்ட்டட் வெரைட்டி
producing strings also, no? Earlier we had our own strings.
பட் தட் வாஸ் ஃப்ரம் அனிமல்ஸ் பாடி அந்த மாதிரி. இப்பவும் வந்து
Strings ah?
இந்த கீழே ஆமா
Oh, I never knew.
இந்த கீழே இருக்கு இல்லையா அந்த மந்திர தந்தியோட இது வந்து எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச அந்த கட்டுல இருந்த இது நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன்.
Oh,
ஸோ இந்த தேர்ட் அண்ட் ஃபோர்த் ஸ்ட்ரிங் வந்து அந்த அனிமல் கட்ல வந்து போட்டு நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன். அது சவுண்ட் அது பிளக் பண்றதுக்கே பயமா இருக்கும் எனக்கு. அது ஏதாவது ஒரு மாதிரி நமக்கு அது அந்த அனிமல்லே எடுத்ததுங்கிற அந்த ஃபீலிங் அது ரொம்ப ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்கும். But now it has been replaced by brass and coiled coil. The coil மேல there will be small coils that are wound. So it gives a very good resonance.
Okay.
அது காப்பர் அது
Copper. What I use is copper. There is also brass இருக்குது.
காப்பர்.
And in my childhood, I used to experiment with Jiva on the veena.
ஓ
So I was, when I listened to Bhagini, I was reminded of that. ஏன்னா அந்த ஜீவா பத்தி அவர் சொல்லியிருக்காரு இல்லையா, you said, but today we are not using it. அந்த thread பத்தி நீங்க சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, இதுல வீணால generally we don't use it இல்லையா.
இப்ப தம்பூரால தான் இருக்கு அந்த த்ரெட்.
அது எனக்கு ஒரு விளையாட்டு. அது மாதிரி தம்புரா வச்சு வீணை மாதிரி எல்லாம் வாசிச்சுட்டு இருப்பேன் நான். அதுல வாசிச்சுட்டு இருப்பேன். வீணையில வந்து ஜீவாவை போட்டு ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும் அந்த சவுண்ட். ஜீவா போட்டு, ஆனா என்னன்னா நம்ம இழுத்து வாசிக்கும் போது போயிடும், கொஞ்ச நாளையில அந்த ஜீவா போயிடும். இழுத்து
பறந்து போயிடும்.
மெட்டி மேலேயே வாசிச்சுட்டு இருந்தா இருக்கும் கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு. அதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப எக்ஸைட்டிங்கா இருக்கும். சின்ன வயசுல அதெல்லாம் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட்ஸ் பண்றதுக்கு ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும்.
அங்க ஜேபி நகர், பெங்களூர், there is one museum. There they've got lots of such instruments.
It's a beautiful museum. Yes.
23, I went there. A friend told me to go and see that amazing collection of instruments. From where all they had brought and they've kept, it's a beautiful thing. Anybody going to Bangalore should see that.
Yeah, I have seen actually. It is really very nicely made.
Very nice.
So I don't know whether Sumitra has visited that museum. No,
I'm not even aware of it.
In JP Nagar, I sent that in the group. I sent the address and all. Just go there. It is worth it. Whole day you can spend, exploring a place you can.
Are there people there that can demonstrate something? How those instruments are played or anything at the museum?
No, I didn't find anybody like that.
No.
I mean,
it's more like a collection.
Yeah, it's a collection.
Collection of
and also they have displayed how Indian music developed. So many artists. If you stand at a particular cubicle, you will hear that particular artist's performance, songs or something like that.
Okay.
Like that.
Bhagini, regarding the mandolin you were telling, right? I don't think there is any constraint with the sthai in the mandolin. Like when you listen to Srinivas or somebody playing, they play all the three sthais. But only the tuning may not be the same as in veena.
I never thought there is so much of richness like veena in mandolin.
Of course, the mandolin that Srinivas was playing is only an electric guitar. Mandolin is an acoustic instrument, actually. In West, you can see mandolin. It's a very small instrument, and it's an acoustic instrument. It's not an electric.
Okay.
So what Srinivas was playing was an electric guitar. That's what my guru has told me. So it's not because that name was quite attractive, so they kept it.
Okay.
How about the Chitraveena? That has been tuned for each ragam or something?
Yes, we will have 21 strings in Chitraveena. We have 21 strings in Chitraveena. So the main strings are different. Like you will have 7 or something. Sa itself, you will use 3 strings together.
Okay.
And the one in the lower, they will tune to raga based on what I do play Chitraveena. Like portions of it I learned when I was in Chennai. So yes, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Because I remember
they say
came and played
Chitraveena, no?
Sorry?
Gotu Vadyam is Chitraveena, no?
Gotu Vadyam is Chitraveena.
Yes.
Ravikiran plays it.
Sitar also is like that.
That wooden piece is called kodu in Tamil. Kodu nu solluvaga. Adu vechu vaasikkறனால it is called kotu vadyam.
Okay.
அது அப்படியே இப்ப வந்து கோட்டு வாத்தியம் ஆயிடுச்சு. கோட்டு வாத்தியம்.
Tamilல we don't have ka all that different, no? So that ka became ga.
Okay. Anyhow.
But sitar is also like that, no? The thing is movable.
Okay.
So that is also but it is
movable, yes.
It has got frets. But gotu vadyam does.
Do you tune it for every raga?
Every
the strings below?
I think so. Something like that they do, I think.
Yeah, for raga, they will change. Below, they do change.
Okay. Because when
They
Ravi Kiran
vibrate
play,
sympathetically,
yeah.
right?
There are no frets in Chitraveena though. It is a little tough to.
Yeah.
You should intuitively play. Otherwise,
You have to keep
Yeah.
the stone in the like violin only, because violin also, no, you have to
yes,
press in
you
the
do.
and
Right.
that small area you have to bring out. Amazing.
Anyhow, let us wind up with the shloka. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyavada. Dhanyavada.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you.
Namaha.